Hello, my lovely friends, it's Margaret, and this is a reading vlog. So I didn't want to get the whole camera setup out because I'm trying to do things quickly before we have to go eat dinner. We're doing dinner for my parents' 35th anniversary. I think it's 35th. I don't know. It's a big number, apparently. Not my marriage. I don't have to keep track of it. I'm about to go and clean all of the stuff off of this wall because that's where bookshelves are going. We also, if you saw the last vlog, we have a bookshelf that's going to be replacing one of the ones around here that's falling apart. I'm so happy. What are we currently reading? We are currently still reading The Queen's Rising by Rebecca Ross and Unequal Affections by someone whose name I don't remember, and I need to finish Spin the Dawn sometime soon. Very soon, because it comes out on tomorrow, and I would like to get a Fresh Reads Friday up relatively in time. We'll see. Anyways, so that's where we are. I'm going to go and take advantage of this time. This is the last time you guys will probably see this setup because this bookshelf is going back there. And we're getting rid of that chair because we no longer need it for the dog. And we actually finished a book today. Hurrah. I finished reading, what was it called? Unequal Affections by Laurie Ormiston. I was worried it was going to be something that was not good, and it was actually really, really good. I think one of my favorite things about it is how she's working with a completely different plot, but we still see the same, like, character growth that we see with Lizzie and Darcy in the original Pride and Prejudice. There were times that the tone was a little weird, like she couldn't decide whether it should be a Regency novel or a modern romance novel, but for the most part that really didn't detract from it, didn't bother me. So I really enjoyed it. I think it's one I haven't decided. I think I'm giving it a 3-star, but I'm not entirely sure because I kind of want to buy it, and if I want to buy it, that means I want to reread it, which means it probably should be a 4-star book. I'm not sure. She definitely, I thought I knew how she was going to, like, tackle the plot points. And I was wrong because she definitely did some things differently than, well, obviously, she did some things differently. I was a little miffed because there's one character's fate is a little bit different than in the original. And I feel like, I mean, it's really probably not that great of me to think this, but I feel like they kind of deserved it because they're an idiot. And but that's okay, that's fine. Anyways, I'm home from work and I'm going to go put together a bookshelf, so this should be fun. myself. It looks so white compared to my other ones. Oh my gosh, look at that. That one is actually painted, but yeah, look at how... Wow. Anyways, so now that we've done that, I'm going to start on my second quest thing for Book Junkie Trials. Stepsister. This also counts for one of the medieval fond reads. I'm not... Oops. Oh, well, it was an arc. So I'm going to finish this episode of Stranger Things because I think it's almost over. It's got 9 minutes left, and then I'm going to read a book.
And a mammoth.
So we're just sitting here waiting for the show to begin. This is why I didn't go see anything on Broadway when I was in New York, because I decided to buy tickets to this instead.
And be super close.
I've already bought a shirt and a magnet, and I'm probably going back.
No, we know you're going back.
We do know I'm going back. We know I'm going back because I don't know if you can get this stuff online.
The CD, yes, but everything else.
I don't
I
know.
don't think so.
They had an Annabeth shirt, so you know who had to buy that.
Yes.
What was everyone's final thoughts?
Ah, yes.
It was awesome.
He called her wise girl. I'm fine.
Oh, I love that. I love that even though they didn't really do much with the arts, they still got a damn joke in there.
I know.
Yeah.
That's not even in that book. That's not even in that book. Okay.
But I don't think they're gonna do the whole series, so they still had to like.
They need to do the whole series.
Well, honestly, like when they actually did the ending properly, I was like, please, maybe you're gonna do the next one too.
I just wanted to kiss. That's all I wanted, and I would. Yeah.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen. But he called her wise girl, so it's fine.
Did.
Oh my gosh, my favorite was during her song. You can literally see Percy falling
yes,
in love.
His face.
He had no lines, but he was just like, oh snap. Oh snap, she's hot.
Oh, I love how expressive they were.
What was that joke that Percy did that like paused the whole thing?
Oh, it was the one. I don't remember, but I know which one you're talking about. It's in the soundtrack. But like, was he talking to Poseidon? Hades? It's not Hades.
I know, I'm like, which one was it? Because they did have a
Because
lot of jokes.
it was a bunch of them standing in the front, and we were all laughing. But it's on the CD, so I should have been prepared for it. But it was so funny.
There was a lot of well, the expressions and the character, like, oh my gosh, the character changes.
Oh my gosh, there were so many quick changes. It blew my mind. As someone who did costuming, I'm just like sitting there going, wow, the costuming for this is absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
And like,
Plus, did you watch Grover's face when Poseidon came out at the end?
I didn't. I was watching Annabeth.
Yeah, like Annabeth and Grover, they were like legit laughing.
Oh.
Poseidon.
So I don't think this was a hope. I need to be in that lane. I don't think this was an intentional thing, but there was a point where Kristen reached over to fix Chris's hair. I wanted to be in that lane.
Yes, you did.
I did. It's all right. We'll get off at the next exit and go home. She leans over to fix Chris McCarroll's hair, and I was just like, that is such an Annabeth thing to do.
We're just gonna help you right there.
So, all right. I need to actually figure out how to get home, so we should probably turn this off.
Maybe.
We figured out what the joke was. It is the joke where they're talking to a talking squirrel, and Percy's like, a talking squirrel? That's nuts, basically. And you could tell they were pausing for the audience reaction, because it took some of the audience, a few minutes to like really truly get the joke. And I mean, it's good that they paused, because they would have started laughing right in the middle of someone's line if they hadn't. But oh my gosh, that was amazing. I was telling my friends after we shut the camera off, because my battery was dying, and also I don't have a lot of time. I was telling them, I think that might be the best musical I've ever seen. Like, that's taking into context having seen The Lion King, having seen Wicked multiple times, having seen Shrek the musical. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of musicals, honestly, at the Strats that are Broadway level, but that just, between how inventive they were, how well they cast this, how well they did the set, like how ingenious that set and the way they worked the book, and how much fun the actors were having and how good the actors were, like it was literally, I think, the best musical I have ever seen in my life. And I'm not just saying that because it is Percy Jackson. I'm saying that because there was a level and an atmosphere in the crowd that was just created by this musical that I have never experienced before in my life. I felt really sorry for the guy next to me because I'm a theater kid, so I know how the people on stage want the audience to react, and I'm sitting next to some guy in his like 50s or 60s, and he's having to deal with me laughing at everything and hooting and hollering at the correct, obviously appropriate moments. But like, you know, there's nothing worse than a dead audience. And when you're watching a show, a live stage show, they want you to make noise when you like stuff. They want to hear you react to stuff. The audience feeds the actors and the actors feed the audience. I'll try and do an official haul. I'm not going to show you what I got right now. I did get the Annabeth t-shirt, as I said before. And honestly, my only like I only have like 2 little points of contention. And the first one, the biggest one, and the one that is most annoying to me is that there was no freaking kiss. And there should have been, because Perkabeth is life. It is the driving force of this series. Literally, entire things that happen in the plot happen because they're trying to protect each other. I loved it. It was so good. Like, he called her wise girl. I'm fine. I wasn't sure that was gonna happen, but he did. The other point of contention is there were places where I felt like the choreography was definitely choreography. Like, you could tell it was choreography. It didn't feel quite, and I don't know if maybe it's just was the night, but it didn't quite feel as natural as I've seen it feel for some stuff. Like, some of it was fun and really worked well with the scenes, but there was definitely times where I was just like, oh, you can tell that was choreographed. And ideally, you shouldn't be able, like, it shouldn't like not necessarily like you go in knowing it's choreographed, but like you shouldn't feel like it's choreographed. But again, it was perfect in every way, except there was no kiss. Since I have no tripod and my bookshelves are still in disarray because all of the books are still over there, I'm going to tell you about this, and then I'm going to show you the little haul. I'm enjoying it so far. Like, okay, so I like this book so far. I like what it's saying about girls and society and the things that they have to do in order to fit in with society. And I like the fact that, like, it's exploring the stepsisters afterwards, and they haven't quite, like, this isn't one where they learned their lesson and then we're looking at it. She still hasn't quite learned her lesson. Their lives are in shambles because everyone knows how badly they treated Ella. And so I thought that she ended up getting the prince, but we haven't gotten to that point yet. At the moment, Ella is with the prince, and we haven't seen them since the beginning of the book. But it's about a girl trying to rewrite her fate, apparently, and I'm enjoying that. I'm enjoying the kind of fantastical element that is in this book. We did this in a couple of rounds because I'm Margaret and I couldn't make up my mind. So I definitely went in knowing I was going to get at least the magnet and possibly a mug if they had a mug, and maybe a shirt. I wasn't sure if I wanted the shirt. I don't know why I wasn't sure that I wanted the shirt, but I walked in and the first thing we see is this shirt that says "Smart girls never win if they're polite." It's a line from Annabeth's song, and if you ask any woman in STEM any questions about what it's like in STEM, they're going to tell you this. And then I also got the magnet, and I'll do a close-up of that. I got this magnet, and it just says The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson musical. I love it so much. I love this aesthetic because it's amazing, with the wall and everything. And so we got through the show, and I was like, I kind of want the tour shirt and maybe the buttons. So we went up, and I'm like, I get paid tomorrow. I have some money left over in my account. So I got this cute pin set, and it's got someone holding a fire, which I don't know how that has anything to do with the musical, but okay. It's got a little lightning bolt in the sky, and it's got the trident. I think this is the one that's going to go on my book bag. I don't know what I'll do with the other two. I'll find a book bag to put them on at some point. I also got these cool Hermes socks. Hold on, let me get them out. Y'all know I am a sucker for socks, and so you don't have enough. So they're these cool blue socks with the Hermes little flyy wingy things. And then I did, in fact, it's so soft. I did, in fact, get a Lightning Thief musical tour t-shirt because I love it. It's amazing. I hope it never stops touring, but it probably will at some point. I think this has glow-in-the-dark paint on it. I'm not entirely sure. But the real win, because I've been wearing it all day, I also got this hoodie. This nice, thick, black material, and look at the design on the back. The design on the back
is amazing. I love it. This one is supposedly for sure glow in the dark. I don't know. I haven't tested it out yet because it hasn't been dark when this has been charged. I needed a new hoodie because my hoodies are kind of, they're almost 10. One of them is over 10 years old because it's my Wicked hoodie and it's got a big old hole in the armpit. And then the other one is my Gators hoodie, which will be 10 years old here in November, December, somewhere around that time. Anyways, I need to edit video stuff. I need to work on that window. So I think we're going to put on some Stranger Things while I work on that. I got to go get my dad's power drill and all that stuff. So I'll see you guys later. It is hot here in Florida. Gross. All right, so Saturday. We've made it through Saturday. I did a whole bunch of cleaning this morning, so I'm getting a little bit later start on everything I wanted to do. Just a little bit later start, so it's almost 5 o'clock. And I'm just now getting to the library to go, and I'm going to work on writing for a little bit. And hopefully I'll be able to continue on when I get home. I've gotten quite a bit of the way through Stepsister. It's interesting. I don't think it's going to, oops, I've got food on the back of that. I don't think it's going to be a favorite book, but I'm enjoying it. It's a really interesting way to tell the story and to have this girl's story go. I like the tack she's taken. I'm not in love with like the romance, so it's a good book. It's just not one that I'm going to be raving about for the rest of my life. Hopefully Cinder will be that for me. I've also been listening to The Queen's Rising, and like, I know I'm still a little bit wary of the romance, but I also kind of like it. So there's that. You can roast me over it if you want to. I am really enjoying it. It's a very interesting political situation that's going on in this novel. I'd be interested to see just like exactly what am I saying? I'm really interested to see what really inspired it. I kind of want to dig into that because it's reminding me a lot of Scotland fighting against England for as long as they did. Especially considering that a lot of the names sound like Scottish names. But like just a lot of the way the political intrigue and the fact that they've got this young queen that they're trying to bring onto the throne, all of that reminds me a lot about Scotland and Scotland's kind of fight for independence back in the Tudor era. So very, very interesting. I'm hopefully going to finish both of these books today because I need to finish Cinder by Tuesday, I think. Because that's when I have to return the audiobook. So, anyways, I gotta go. Hopefully we will be working on the bookshelves later on. That's just been like the entire thing that I've been doing this week.
So, I didn't get any writing done, but I did finish a book. I sat down at the library and then I had to figure something out with my phone because files weren't deleting off of my phone, and then I realized it's because I now have to like empty my trash bin if I want that space to be available immediately. By the time I'd gotten through that, I was cold, and I was like, it's too cold to think, so I'm not going to think. I'm going to pack up and go. And the library was closing in like 30 minutes anyways, so I was like, by the time I get in a groove, I'm gonna have to leave. So I just chose to go and do my shopping because, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, I'm going to see The Lightning Thief again tomorrow. I bought my ticket last night. Do I have a problem? No, not at all. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to see if I can't get some writing done. I think I need to write 900 words today. So maybe we'll shoot for 1,000. I don't know. But I want to get a little bit more writing done. And then I need to work on editing this coming Monday's vlog, like this week's vlog, and get that started because I don't know how much time I'm going to have to work on it tomorrow because I have to cook tomorrow, and then I have to leave at like 5:30 to go to Tampa. So we finished The Queen's Rising. It was good. I really liked it. I definitely, like, you guys missed me. There's a character whose real identity is hidden, and I was right about it. And so that ended in me just screaming and cheering as I was stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic on 275 for whoever knows how long it takes to get home from work on Thursday. I was just losing my mind. And I don't know what the people sitting in front of me were thinking, but yeah, they probably thought they had a crazy person in the car behind them.
So we got some writing done. I wrote 1,000 words or so. I'm not entirely sure how much. Hold on. Can I fix this issue? No, that makes it worse. We can do that. So I'm not entirely sure, but we got it to 31,000. It's 31,700 and some odd words right now, which means I only have 18,000 and a couple hundred words before it's at the 50,000 word mark. The goal is to have this finished by the end of July. I just want to be done with this book. I want to be to a point where, like, I know what the story is, or not where, like, I can start figuring out what the story is, because I need to write it down before I can start figuring out what the story is. So I've got, like, the plot points and kind of what I think the story is, but I know as soon as I write it down and then I reread it, I'm going to be like, oh no, this is not the story. This is the story. Well, it is the story, but like it'll need tweaks and stuff, and I will make things better. And I realized today, I put a tweet. I'll see if I can't add it here. But basically, the tweet said, what did it say? It was something about giving yourself permission to write a bad first draft. I don't know. You can see the tweet there. I'll have to screenshot it. And like basically, I put that there. I was realizing that like I have not given myself permission to write this badly. Like, I've been so focused on writing it well, and I'm just like, you know what? Let's just throw this in, whether or not it ends up being terrible. I was like, this could be melodramatic and awful, and I can edit it out later if it is, but if it keeps the story moving forward, I need to keep the story moving forward right now if I am going to finish this dang thing. And lo and behold, it got me to the next chapter, and it also involved some character development, because like, oh yeah, I need to actually start building my romance. I'm one of those writers that, like, I know what the romance is. And so I'll include, like, the couple of big moments at the ending, and then I have to go and rewrite it to, like, build to those moments. Oh, it's so much easier with fan fiction. I don't understand why I can build to relationship moments in fan fiction so well, but not in, like, AU fan fiction. That's not, but not with my own writing, and it's very frustrating. Anyways, so what's going to happen is I am supposed to be meeting a friend to go over to Tampa with her to pick a friend up from the airport, because she's going real late and so she doesn't want to be by herself. And I would like to also sort some of this mess. Those are all books. I'll give you a better picture of it in a minute. I'd like to sort some of that mess a little bit today. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to finish the episode that I am halfway through for Stranger Things. And then I'm going to start listening to Cinder. And I'm going to start sorting those books. I've got kind of a general idea of what... I know where I want my nonfiction to go, and I know where my Percy Jackson shelf is going. So, like, is there anything else really that matters? The Percy Jackson shelf is decided. That's all that matters, right? Yeah. So, anyways. These are currently all of my books in my laundry because, I can't get to my laundry right now. But those are books that are going away. But behind them are my TBR shelves. And I'm thinking, because I've always wanted to do rainbow shelves, but I kind of have an issue with splitting up series. I just don't like it. I'm thinking I might put my TBR books up top right there on top and then bring them over to here. Because I definitely have more than 3 bookshelves worth. But I think I can fit all of that and those 2 shelves on there, and I might put nonfiction over there, I think, or I might put nonfiction in the bottom 3 rows here, but I don't know. I kind of like the idea of nonfiction being over there. Sunday and we need to talk, and then I need to go get dressed so I can head over to my friend's house because I'm going to see the lightning thief again. You already knew that. Anyways, so we finished Stepsister last night. I think this is a 3-star book.
Like, I really liked it, but it's not one that I need to have on my shelves. Having read it, I don't feel the need to ever reread it again. But it was, I don't know, like, I don't feel the need to reread it again, but I really like what it did with the stepsister story and with the mythology and all of that. I don't know how much the history is accurate because they're in France and there are people I've never heard of, but then again, I don't know French history the way I know English history. I've been told that I should find it out, though, because it's like English history on crack. I really liked the development of Isabel and her finding her way back to herself and who she wants to be. It was just a really interesting commentary on how society can treat women. And I don't think that was the main purpose of the novel, but I really did like what it had to say about being true to yourself and being strong and not cutting away yourself. After that, we started some books because because I finished The Queen's Rising last night, so I needed an audiobook, which means I finally started Cinder. This is like, the 4th or 5th time I've said I'm going to read it, and I haven't. I am already on page 175, guys. I love this book so much. Like, I knew that was what was going to happen when I finally got around to reading it and starting it. I love it so much. I'm enjoying it so much. And I need the rest of the series. This thing is so old and yellowed. I've had it for so long. I've had it since, I think, I got this at a Books A Million on sale. So, like, Scarlet had just come out, I think. I don't know. I'm really enjoying, like, it's not at all what I expected it to be, but in the best possible way. Like, Stepsister wasn't what I was expecting it to be, and that was a little jarring at first. But then this, like, I went in going, okay, it's Cinderella with a cyborg, and there's so much more complexity to it in the plot. There's a plague that's going around. There are 2 different types of people. It's like, I understand why it's called the Lunar Chronicles now. I do. And one of the things that really does bug me, though, is that, like, and I can see how this happened because of how we treat the disabled and how we treat amputees today. But, like, there's just this, like, stigma against cyborgs. And I'm sorry, I don't know how adding a metal foot to someone makes them less human. And I also have started reading My Hero Academia because tomorrow is the first episode or first meeting. I don't know exactly what it is. It's a video that Jesse recorded, but it's the first day that we're discussing the first pick for the Manga Monday book club, and I figured, well, I've been trying to read more manga and I really like his taste in a lot of books, so I guess I'll just see how I feel about his taste in manga. So far, I'm really enjoying My Hero Academia. I am not the biggest fan of the artwork. Like, it's not bad, but it's also not one that I'm like, oh yeah, I love this artwork, like this style. But I don't know, I'm kind of used to that with comics and manga because every different artist has a different style and not every single one is going to jive with you, and so long as it doesn't take away from the story, I don't really care. It is very, very intense and very gruesome in places. I really like, and I already knew this going in, but I really like the juxtaposition of All Might. I like the storyline with him. I also really like the fact that it's talking about how anyone can be a hero. And it's like a manga, like it's a superhero manga, but it's for the normal person almost. Because there's a lot about, like, less about being super powerful and more about doing the right thing. That's how Izuku has been getting forward in his whatever's happening in the plot. Is that he consistently works hard and does the right thing. And not necessarily, like, it's not necessarily the thing that follows all of the rules. Sometimes it ignores the rules, but it's the thing that is right in the situation, regardless of how it's going to impact him in the long run. I like that. So anyways, I need to go get ready to go to my friend's house, and I'm going to listen to some more of Cinder while I do that. We just came to the big reveal, which I knew was coming. I love it when I'm right. Per usual, it is Monday morning. I'm tired. I'm actually wrapping this up now so that I can, like, upload it while I'm at work and finish the stupid thing when I get home from work tonight, because I want to actually get this up today and on time, and that would be fantastic. Lightning Thief was just as fantastic. last night as it was the first night. In some ways, it was even funnier and more fantastic because you could kind of tell that it was one of the cast members last night. On the show, he's going up to do something in New York, I think, and then it was also like you could tell it was the last night in one location because they were a little punch happy. They changed up some lines. It was fantastic. And like some of them are lines that you would notice because they're in songs. My favorite one though. Okay, so you need to know main actor, the guy who plays Percy. His name is Chris McCarroll. There's a part in DOA, Dead on Arrival. It's a song that happens in the underworld. There's a part in that song that like Karen is listing all of the artists that they have, like going, hey, it's this great like fun musical mashup thing that's happening because apparently Karen also is trying to get a record deal. And so she's like listing all these people. Who do you want? Like they've got James Brown, they have Kurt Cobain, Janis Joplin, Mozart. She's like, who do you want? And Grover goes up and his line, the joke is he's supposed to ask, do you have any Josh Groban? And Karen replies, not yet, but we will. Well, last night, Horrell, who plays Grover, it was his last night. And so he goes, do you have any Chris McCarroll? And me and the girl who was sitting next to me, who's seen it twice as well, like she saw it on Tuesday, she and I both absolutely lost it. Like, I'm just telling you, you could hear me on stage, I am pretty sure. You could tell who knew what was supposed to happen because they just lost it. They also again paused for the that's nuts joke because again, the audience, it's so funny listening to it because it starts as like this little chuckle and then more people are like nuts. Oh, and like they start laughing. So they have to do that. I wish I'd been a little closer because you don't get to see facial expressions as well on the mezzanine. So I think I'm going to stick with orchestra from now on, especially when orchestra is only like $70 instead of $120. Like I went 2 nights to this show and I still did not spend as much as I would have spent if I'd been going to see something like Wicked. So I feel like this week was a moderately successful reading week. We're going to try and ramp it up this coming week because I have a lot of books. I just realized I have a lot of books I still need to finish. Ooh, it's fine. So anyway, so we finished, what was it, 1, 2? I finished 3 books. 2 of them were on my TBR. I finished The Queen's Rising by Rebecca Ross, gave that 4 stars, and I finished Stepsister by Jennifer Donnelly, and I gave that 3 stars, and I also finished the first volume of My Hero Academia, and I gave that 4 stars. I had a pretty good reading week. You'll have seen my thoughts on all of the other stuff that I read, and I'll have it in my wrap-up. I'm considering doing a 2-part wrap-up, just because I can, and I don't want to do a 17-book wrap-up. I really don't. Anyways, I need to go get my lunch together for work if I'm going to go to work. I still need to reorganize my bookshelves, but I decided I was going to do that for the next week's vlog because this was already heck long. So you will have to tune in next time to see me put all of the books back up there. You can see I already have a lot of them sorted. I need to sort those because those are just random, and I'm not sure I'm keeping all of them. All of my Rick Riordan books, look at that. Aren't they gorgeous? So I guess it's time for me to sign off. All of my social media links will be down below, and I guess I'll see you next time when we will talk about more wordy, nerdy things. Bye!